So you can just start talking. First of all, tell me your name, where you're from, what you do for a living, and how many Ironman, just like you were doing before.
Okay, tell me when.
Now it's going.
Oh, is it going already?
It's already going,
there you go. Hi, I'm Diane. I live in northern Canada, where it is 32 below out this morning. Brr. That's why we're in the pool swimming here, because it's actually quite warm. I started doing the Ironmans in the year 2000. My little sister teases me because she said I'm the only one she knows that trained for 2 years for their midlife crisis. It's the very first race I ever did. I was 40 years old, and the very first race I ever did was an Ironman. Since 2000, will have completed, after Ironman Mexico, 19 Ironmans. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been an adventure. I've done Ironmans all over the world. I've done a lot of traveling with it. Last year I did 4. I'm cutting back this year. I'm only doing 3.
Wow, it's amazing. So are you in a special class? It sounds like you're over 50, maybe?
I am actually in the 50-54 age group, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm a turtle. I'm slow. I'm not fast. I'm just out there doing it so I can drink more wine.
Are Ironmans basically the same length all over the world whenever they hold them? Are they the same amount of miles and kilometers? And
Yes, every Ironman is actually a distance race, and it's a 3.8 kilometer swim, 180 kilometer bike, and a 42.2 kilometer run. But every Ironman is different and unique in its own way, because you have different challenges at different Ironmans. Some of them it's the swim, because you have ocean water, it's rougher than a lake. Some of them it's the bike, because you have huge hills. Some of them it's the run, the same thing. It can be really hilly. The wind plays a big factor in the Ironman as well.
it may, I've been watching the weather, and it may be a bit of a factor for this one. We don't like it when the wind comes from the north, because this side of the island gets rough, and that's where the Ironman swim is going to be. So it could be a bit challenging because of that. And the other side of the island, the east side where you'd be biking, is very affected by the wind too, because it's all wide open. There's no protection whatsoever. So, but it's beautiful. You know, you see the crashing waves and all that. And I'm told from the ones that did it last year that they were really amazed at how clear the water is. So you'll be, when you're swimming, as much as you're going to be able to see anything besides people flashing arms, you'll be able to see lots of pretty fish.
Well, and that's really amazing, because I did an Ironman over in Cozumel, and I was swimming along, and there was actually a great big huge stingray down below me.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing when you can see that. It's like going for an hour-long snorkel, or in my case, a 2-hour snorkel, maybe even 2 hours and 20 minutes. This water's really rough.
What do you? Well, is there a time you're going to try and beat this one, or is it?
For me, it's just all about swimming. I'm really not. I've never considered myself an athlete. I just I do it to keep from getting that middle-age spread happening. But I've never considered myself an athlete. I'm scared to death of the water.
Oh, wow.
I almost drowned when I was 13 years old.
Wow.
And I really don't like the water. So when you said that the waves are going to be really rough, it's like, oh, okay, this could be a really long swim.
Yeah, no, I don't know that they're going to be really rough. I think they may be a little rougher. I mean, normally on this side it's flat, or just little waves. So you're not going to be in a...
You know what? If I make it out of the water, I'll finish it.
I've heard from other athletes that the water part is the most difficult.
Yeah, for a lot of people it is, because there's always that feeling of being unsafe. But it's probably not really the most dangerous. The most dangerous part of it is really and truly the bike.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I can say that, having said I've actually, there's been 3 Ironmans I didn't finish. One of them I got really sick on, and that was actually in Lanzarote. I think I drank too much seawater in the morning.
Yeah.
And when I got out on the bike, I got really, really sick. And I ended up having to quit because I was not doing well. I went back a couple of years later to finish it, and I crashed my bike. And that's why I say the bike is probably really the most dangerous part of the whole Ironman. When I crashed my bike, I broke my hand, and I had to have 6 surgeries on my hand to fix it.
Wow.
And I took the big chunk out of my shoulder and broke my elbow as well. So I was really, really fortunate that I had a good helmet on, and that's a safety tip for everybody. Make sure you wear your helmets.
Yeah, they have gorgeous helmets.
Yeah, well, I broke my helmet 5 spots. So if I wouldn't have had a good helmet on, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Yeah. Well, last year we had 2,000 competitors. This year there's 2,500. people told me last year that when you got to the east side of the island, you weren't around that many other bikes, that you were spread out quite a bit. So at least you're not having to battle with other people.
Yeah,
so-
and there's usually not many bikes around me neither, because it takes me a long time to do the swim, so I'm one of the last people out here.
Well, we'll see. I like to be down here, not at the finish line, but down here, because that's where people that are, not that are not going to be with the winners, or with not the winners, but the early ones. The ones that are really struggling. That's where their soul begins to come out.
Yes.
And I admire these folks so much that at 9 o'clock at night and it's after dark and they're still working on it, that I want to get their pictures and
Oh, that's cool.
cheer
And
them
it's
on.
awesome to have people like you out there, because you know what? There isn't an Ironman out there that can say they can do it without the volunteers and the people who are out
Right,
there, the spectators.
right.
Because they keep you going. Mm-hmm. They really do.
Well, I wish you the very best. And are you going to be doing any training here? Are you going to run at all?
Oh,
or-
yeah, I went out this morning for a run already.
Okay.
I ran down the seawall for a ways.
Yeah.
It's not focused training, it's just going out there,
Yeah.
keeping muscles loose and limber. And I should probably go and get in the water and go for a swim, but I'm really not. This is better.
Yeah. Well, the salt water is warmer than this,
Yeah,
and
it would be.
it's of course you'll be buoyant, so that'll help.
Yeah.
Are you going to do your bike around the island at all, or?
I probably will take out my bike. Yeah, I actually put it together last night, so I'm ready
Okay.
to take it out for a little spin maybe later on today after we do a little bit of the touristy stuff, because
Yeah.
my mom and my niece my mom and my cousin and my dad are with me. So
Excellent. So you've got quite an entourage. That's
yeah,
great.
it's going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's been nice meeting you, great talking to you, and I'll be poking my head in every now and again and see if I can get more pictures of you while you're training.
Oh, please do. It'll be
Okay.
fun.